Welcome back to another episode of the Sweet Shots podcast. Lucas Johnson alongside Mark Johnson and Chuck Johnson, all three of us back in St. Andrews for episode 6. We're recording this Wednesday afternoon, so another late one coming out. But a lot has happened in the last day in the golf world. Not only PGA Tour, but we're talking, I guess it's not web.com anymore. It's whatever it's called.
Korn Ferry.
Korn Ferry. I don't know why I forgot that, but Korn Ferry Tour.
It's been that for a little while now, actually.
5 years, 6 years?
Maybe not that long, but
long.
it's growing on me. It has grown on me.
Hey, you got a good logo. It's all about the logo.
I still don't know what Korn Ferry is, though.
I don't even know if I know the logo.
He comes around and blesses all the fields for a good yield. No, we're talking life-changing stuff today from the Korn Ferry Tour, and also touching on some Tiger Woods news. And I think we could get into some discussion about that. That's going to be a ton of fun there. Also, personally, not my best week in DFS last week, so we might just brush right through that. We don't have to hang up on that. But
oh no, we can spend some time breaking it down.
Really? Yeah. Okay. You guys want to get after that, but yeah. I mean, quickly going through all that stuff. Last tournament, we were down in Mexico, the Mayakoba. Russell Henley pulls it off, wins himself a cool $1.4 million.
He was on pace. I mean, he had tournament record scoring through 3 rounds.
He was on fire.
Yeah. I mean, he hadn't made a bogey through 3 rounds. I don't
know.
This is a 4th time winning on tour.
Surprises me. I'm not a Henley guy. I'll be honest.
He's a value pick, though, usually, isn't he?
Grinder, Georgia grad.
Yeah.
Just a grinder.
It's not flashy. I like flashy.
You're a flashy guy. I seen you walk around here. You're a flashy guy.
Thanks, LG.
I mean, he's making a return this week in the field at the Houston Open. We're going to Houston this week, so keep an eye on Russell Henley. I think you guys, the biggest highlight takeaway for me from this week is your boy Seamus Power had another great tournament.
He just keeps showing up, Lucas.
Showing up.
That's what he does. Yep.
He does. He's playing. My one fact that I think is unbelievable in and of itself. And if he would have won, that would have been too good. But his third round Saturday, he had a hole in one, and a hole out for eagle in the same round.
In one round. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good golfer.
He's a good golfer.
He's all right. Yeah, he's good.
I did put some money on him while we were in Vegas for the Masters.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, the odds were still good or long, whatever.
He'd be a long shot.
Yeah, he's a long shot. I mean, the guys in Vegas know about him, but every time he does something like this, that's going to move the odds.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's on people's radars now.
That's right.
People have to pay attention now. There's no way around it. Which, speaking of on people's radar, Jason Day is now on people's radar.
I would agree.
He's back. T21 this last one, and that was with a bad first round. I think he was 4 over that first round.
He was. I was giving you a bad time after day one.
You were all over me. I said, just you wait, Chuck.
Yep. And then he went 7 under the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we breaking this down right now?
I don't know.
Jumping right into
in?
I'm just talking about last week's. We got a lot. We do have got a lot to get to in golf news.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting this out of the way now.
But I think I may have had the pick of the week, even though I didn't win.
Yeah.
The value pick, just out of desperation because I needed to fill my roster.
Yep.
And I went with skinny pants, funny hat. Rory Sabatini.
Yeah. I think I made the comment. I thought he was senior tour eligible. Well, but apparently he's still got game.
He made the cut, opened with 67, followed that with 70, and he was, 5 under. The cut, I think, was 4 under. So he was
there.
He did better than 3 of the other players on my team.
Uh-oh.
So
I think we shared those 3 players.
Yeah.
Well, except for my one.
Same lineup.
One pick.
Tom Hoagie misses the cut. He was 3 under par.
And that was a bad second round. He was 5 under after that first day.
Yeah, I know he's disappointed.
He is taking the week off this week. He's not playing Houston, which that's like a home course for him. So I was surprised by that.
It's not home course, but he plays well in Texas.
Yep. Texas,
historically. And then the CT Pan did not pan out.
No pans.
He missed the cut?
He was not even close to under par.
He was not good.
Okay.
5
was
over
tough.
par.
So what I'm hearing you guys say is I might have won a third week in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Aaron Badley, he's grinded 71-68. It's not good enough to play the weekend. That's a shame.
That is.
So, but
what was your total points, MJ?
I was at 372. Not even close to winning any money in the game I was in. Not even close.
I was joking after Friday. I said, I'm going to take dead last in my contest. This was the original idea for the podcast.
It
was you got to pick, it's essentially worst ball.
And you got to use all your money.
Use all your money. I spent all my money.
If we have time today, I want to do one of those teams. We're going to do 2 teams today.
Yep.
And the one team,
You
spend
gotta-
all your money,
all your
and
money.
whoever finishes last.
Wins.
So you're hoping for guys to withdraw.
You're hoping for a
Cooch.
bunch of Matt Coochers. around
Yeah,
here.
you got Cooch. You got somebody thinks it's a good idea to go bicycling the day before the first round, and they get smoked by pickup. Not killed, but just severely hurt, so they can't make the first tee. That's the kind of stuff.
Yep.
So you're researching personal drama in their lives.
I like this. Yep. Okay, we'll do
All
a
right.
lineup of that.
All right, I like that.
Because I have a knack for finding teams that are bad.
Apparently
Really
your son
bad.
does too. So what was your total points, Lucas?
Mine was less than Mark's.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I had 466. I had one guy miss the cut, and that was Mr. Hoagie by 1.
466.
We all had a hoagie, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I also thought that this would be fun to do every once in a while. We mentioned it, I think, on air last time. The winner of the game I was in, 696, almost 700 points. So
96?
696.
Wow.
Yep. So when I looked at this, what guys did we pick that were the same? It was exactly 0. 0 guys.
You didn't share any.
I had shared none with the guy that won this.
Okay.
And he had a guy on his team, Brian Harmon, lefty, that is a
Mhm.
workhorse. I used him a lot last year. He makes cuts. He's another guy under the radar.
Not flashy.
But he had Henley.
Not on
So you got
Chuck's
2
radar.
non-flat. He had Henley, Joel Damon, another guy other than the hat.
Yeah.
He wears a great hat.
Great
he could
hat.
he could be sitting in the room with us. I wouldn't know him unless he put his hat on. Scotty
What are
Scheffler.
you talking about? Him and Joel Damon and Harry Higgs, those guys went shirtless at the 16th hole at the Phoenix Open last year. How do you forget a guy like that?
I still have the image in my head.
That's a tough one to burn out.
So, he had Scheffler, Harmon, Henley,
Yeah.
Damon, Kirk, and Merritt. So Merritt tied for third, Damon tied for third, Henley first, Harmon second, Scheffler tied for third. His worst performer was Chris Kirk, T64 at -3, and he still won.
And Mark, was this particular one multi-entry event where you could have entered a bunch of, or was it
It was
a single?
20.
20.
You could have up to 20 entries.
If I was a betting man, which I am, I would garner that this gentleman or individual, not necessarily a gentleman, did max entry of 20.
That's just one of his teams.
And that's one of his teams. Unless he's really, really lucky and good.
Yeah, I was going to look and see if there was something.
It's not an easy way to go and look.
Yeah, I don't know how to look the other way. So, but just curious. I mean,
Yeah.
and there were other guys up and around that 690. So it can be done.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you're back to your point, if you're playing a game that has multiple entries, you just shift a player or two around.
Yep. Come up with a core, like Chef is your core guy.
Yep. That's the guy that won in my
Yep.
mine had
Mine
Scheffler.
too.
Scheffler,
And
Morikawa.
Seamus.
Yep.
Seamus, Morikawa, Scheffler. And then he sprinkles in Harry Higgs
Mhm.
and a couple other guys that were like, they made the cut and played well enough for this guy to win.
Points.
Good for them.
Get points on the board.
Yep.
Kind of depressing to compare that with my team.
So let's go back though. So we do have a competition going amongst us.
Mhm.
And if my math is correct, that's 3 wins in a row for this guy over here.
It is. You
Good
were
one,
0-2, and then you won 3 in a
Einstein.
row.
Yep.
Okay, back to your point. I just did a quick look. This one dude's got 5. He's got 5 teams in the top 37.
There you go. And I bet if you looked at those teams, he's probably got a core 3
Core
guys,
guys.
2 or 3 guys that
Scheffler, Henley,
he's building off of.
Damon are his 3.
Yep.
Hey, he's got
Hmm.
Cooch.
He
luck-
played this week.
Good luck
Nice.
with that.
Yep.
Worked out for him this week.
Yep. You get a core 3, and then you sprinkle in 3 unique guys and hope it hits.
So if you can't beat them, join them. Would you ever
Absolutely.
say, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick a game this week where maybe the max is 20 teams. I'm going to put 10 teams in there for quarters. I mean, it's not like you're
in for
breaking the bank,
Yeah.
but and play that game with them a little
Absolutely.
bit.
Yep.
That's what you got to do. I mean, just by sheer probability,
Mm-hmm.
some of them have got to hit.
That's right. Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
know. They're all mutually exclusive events,
That's-
aren't they?
well,
we could break
that's
this
true.
down mathematically.
And if
There
we're-
we go.
and if you or I are picking the teams, who knows what happens there?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, last week, little Mexico golfer moving to Houston. We'll get into that a little later, but touch on some other golf news because outside of the PGA Tour, had some life-changing stuff happening on the Korn Ferry, like we talked about. Two guys we're familiar with played in North Dakota Open. Mark, you're tournament director over there, so you've had the ability to chat with these guys and kind of watch their game. Is it Alistair
Doherty.
Doherty?
This is his name?
Alistair Doherty.
Wow.
It sounds like he'd be from Great Britain.
Yeah.
It does.
He's not.
Not.
He's not.
I like
Nice
that
young
name.
man. He's come up, played North Dakota Open, stays with the host family here in town, the Carnicks.
Yeah.
James and Beth Carnick are kind enough to let him stay there. And a lot of these guys, they're just trying to make ends meet.
And that's what it is. I mean, for those that aren't familiar with the Korn Ferry Tour, it's essentially like minor leagues for golf. These guys are grinding to make a living, hopefully get their big break and make a few tournament starts in the PGA Tour to make some life-changing money. So when we're talking about life-changing stuff, these guys earn a chance to play on the PGA Tour. You make a couple cuts on the PGA Tour, things kind of snowball. That was Tom Hoagie's route, and so that's why we're talking about Alistair Doherty on today's show. So
Well, yeah, a guy like that too. You know, the Korn Ferry, there are guys out there that make a living on the Korn Ferry.
right, there's guys
you can win a lot of money.
there's guys making a living off the Dakotas Tour too. You know, it's obviously a different scale, but when you talk about life-changing money, that's where it falls down to. But these guys, it's final stage, right? I don't know where were they playing out there. Does it say?
Yeah, it does say it. They were. Let's see. They were at the. Nope, does not say.
They were somewhere.
They were somewhere
They were
nice,
playing somewhere.
warm enough to play.
Warmer than here.
But Alistair, so the story with him, he's contended at the North Dakota Open a couple times, but this year he really had a great tournament and he found himself in a playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back to the 18th hole, and he pull hooked his drive.
Mm-hmm.
Not is probably his worst drive of the week.
When he needed it in the playoff.
Yep, hit it in the penalty area. And there was a lot of debate about where it went in and if it crossed land, and you know,
Because that the penalty area line cuts right in front of the tee box, so you got to basically carry it to drop on the other side there at Fargo Country Club. So
yeah, it's really not a way you want the tournament to end.
no,
Just if you're watching the tournament, let alone if you're Alistair and you're playing, because he would have had his Bobcat, the corporate sponsor or the tournament sponsor of the North Dakota Open, pays for their qualifying, the winner. So it's a $15,000 package for these guys if they were to win. And he lost. But in golf, there's always another opportunity out there.
Yeah.
And he parlays his experience into gaining his PG or his Korn Ferry card for the year.
Yeah.
He's got I think he's exempt into 8 events for sure, and then he's at the top of the list for some other events.
some other ones on the wait list. And I mean that's where it is. We've talked about it before, where golf, you don't have to be the best every single week. You just have to peak at the right times. You got to find your game at the right times, and I think that's what Tom Hoagie did. I mean, we keep bringing it up because it's true. He went through the mini tour route all the way onto the PGA Tour. Now he's a PGA Tour champion, and that's just what it is. You find your game at the right time, and you happen to play well for 4 days, and then your life changes.
Yep.
So
Another guy out there too, Brady Calkins.
Mm-hmm.
Brady made it. And Brady's the North Dakota Open guy as well. Plays a lot. So, you know, I tell folks that if you're looking to watch some great golf, these guys that roll through here the end of August to play in the Bobcat, they're really
There's
good.
some talent.
They're really good. And, you come out and watch these guys get themselves around a golf course. It's impressive.
It is different train of thought compared to your average day golfer. They're also playing from a different spot, right? Usually a few yards ahead of the average golfer. But to see which pins they go after and how do they get them out of the, we call it damage control. What do you do when something doesn't go perfectly?
Yep.
How do you get yourself out? And that's the difference maker. It becomes a game of misses at that level. I truly believe where it's each one of those guys is a fantastic ball striker, but it's the misses and how you recover from that.
Patience. You listen to these guys after their round of golf, whether it's the Open or a regular tournament. A lot of times, you're right. It's managing the miss. It's being patient, not forcing it, letting it come to you. And it's all easy to say when you hit it in the middle of the club all the time and you never miss a shot. But it's managing their game. And it's not always bomb and driver. A lot of times it is, but a lot of times I was looking at Alistair's scorecard. He turned in 2 under his final round, and then he doubled his 10th hole.
Oh,
and then made 2 birdies coming in.
That's
Wow.
good.
That's some composure.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
And then just to pump our host here a little bit, I don't know how close you came to the cut, stroke or 2 this year, probably.
Yeah, I was 73.
It's a tough cut to make, get the Bobcat North Dakota Open. It's only 22 players and ties. So it's a super tough cut. And, to be in that mix and to play at that level with these guys, it's such a fine line between playing professional golf, winning a bunch of money, and actually missing a cut at North Dakota Open by a couple strokes. It's a fine line.
It's always a great tournament, and there's a ton of great talent, like you said. And I appreciate you pumping me up there. But I thought you were going to go a different direction and talk about my actual achievement that week, being the winner of the North Dakota Open, the guy that beat Alistair.
Oh, Alistair actually, I think, didn't he roll in and didn't lose all week? No,
No,
the guy that won.
His name's escaping me.
Oh,
I can
man, that
picture
guy's a
him.
good player.
I can
really
picture
good
his face
player.
right now. Yeah, he's a great player. He's a fantastic. He won the tournament,
And he won
Except
Oxbow
for-
Pro-Am.
the par 3 contest.
Oh, did you take the par 3?
We were co-medalists, but yes.
Oh,
He
very
did not
nice.
get beat. Lucas did not get
I
beat
did
at
not
the par
get
3.
beat.
No
I
one
did
beat
not get
him
beat.
at the par 3. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, that was the
And you had a bogey. And you bogeyed the 8th hole, if
Yep.
I remember.
hit it over the green.
That's a good
I
accomplishment.
I honestly think that was the best round on the par 3 course I've played in my lifetime, and I got paid for it, so that was
Good
cool.
for you.
I have one par 3 course round that it was the best of all time that was never completed.
That scorecard was hanging on the
Did a
wall.
storm roll in, or what happened?
No,
Almost. Mike Barge,
Familiar.
legendary golf professional, director of instruction at Hazeltine National. He was a young lad playing the par 3 course, as he would do. His family were members at Fargo. They lived across the street from the country club. He birdied the first 7 holes.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 through 7. They're all par 3s. He made
Mhm.
deuces on all
Deuce.
7 holes. And Marilyn, his mom, called him home for dinner. And he had to abandon the round and get home for dinner.
No.
Never got to complete the round.
Come on.
The round that could have been 7 under after 7.
I mean at that rate, what's it going to take him?
Sorry,
10
Mom.
minutes?
Sorry,
4
Mom.
shots? He's got to hit 4 shots, Mom.
Dinner, it was a different era, Lucas. Kids respected
you're
their
right.
parents. There was a lot of respect for parents back then.
Mm-hmm.
And when mom called you home for dinner,
You went home for
you
dinner.
went home for dinner right
And it
now.
wasn't a phone call.
Right? No.
There's a
No,
scream.
she yelled,
Yeah.
called
Yes.
the neighborhood. It was just a random open the door and your parents would yell
And you knew.
in the neighborhood.
Yep. That was us, North Side Moorhead. We'd be up Hansman Park having a good old time, and you'd hear Mom yelling, "Gotta go, boys." Didn't matter what inning you were in the baseball game. I'm leaving center field, sprinting home.
That's true.
I believe it.
So-
I mean, now they don't have to. They either got a phone or they don't leave the house. So one of the two. But
So
yeah, I mean that par 3 course is phenomenal. I absolutely love that. I honestly wish I would have spent more time out there growing up. But a great tournament. Congrats to Alistair and Brady on making it. Some life-changing stuff there. So wish the best for them out there in their futures. And then last thing I wanted to touch on some news that broke today. Tiger Woods back in the news. First off,
heard of him.
he wins. Have you? That's good. he wins the PGA Tour's PIP program, PIP, Player Impact Program. So basically, like social media, who gets the most clicks, who moves the needle. This is Tiger's second year in a row moving the needle the most out of anyone,
and
he wins. I think he wins like, oh geez, I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's like $40 million. It's an absurd amount of money.
So a couple of years ago, when Koepka and who's the law DeChambeau
Yep.
when they pretended
when
to
like
not like each other, I think that was an entire play to get clicks,
it's
100%.
Right?
Yep,
100%.
So Tiger still won that year too.
Yeah, I don't know if
they should ban. They should have that contest and not include Tiger. That'd be in their best interest.
Well,
Tiger's going to get the clicks anyways.
I saw a deal where they're doing it on purpose because it's basically reparations for Tiger Woods for all he's done for the game of golf, because of how much money he's earned the game of golf.
Sure.
You know, and this was unsubstantiated, and people are like, "This seems like, thanks for all you did."
I think Max Homa should get it. And here's why. Because I remember when they announced this.
Right.
Yeah.
Max actually tweeted, "Congratulations, Tiger."
Yeah.
When they announced they were doing this, like the day of.
Yep.
2 years ago.
Oh, and they now. Yeah.
Everybody knew it.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it.
But let's go back to reparate. What? I
just saw it. Someone had mentioned it. Not necessarily reparations as in
the PGA Tour did.
Yeah. It was someone on Twitter. Okay,
I'm
so I'm gonna adjust my the payout. First place was worth $10 million.
Oh, is that all?
And the overall purse was $100 million.
We should focus on being influencers, you guys.
This is what we're trying to do. That right here.
And clicks.
Get clicks.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, we should start filming the show.
This would be great TV.
Yeah, feel free to share it with your friends.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you gotta subscribe, share.
Just not to get us into the ditch, but I had one of the ladies that work for us here stopped and said, "Hey, first off, she called me Mr. Johnson, so that tells you how old I am," and said, "I listened to the podcast with you three. You guys are actually kind of funny." Like, what do you?
Kind of funny. That's you. That's you're kind of funny.
I'm not doing this as a humor deal. This is serious breakdown.
I can tell by how successful your DFS teams are.
Fantasy golf.
That's what I should have told her. Anywho, okay. Were you going to go through the rest of that money list, or are we good?
I didn't see the full list. I just was looking for what Tiger Woods won, and that was $10 million for basically showing up once.
It's not winner take all though.
No.
Homa probably got some.
Yep. I think it's top 10, and
good.
I don't know whatever their metric.
Hate to have those guys miss a lunch or dinner because they couldn't afford it.
Right. Well, it's another way to keep up with.
What else in the news?
But another Tiger Woods news that came out today. He announced he's playing in the Hero World Championships or whatever. It's his tournament. He's playing in the tournament, so he will be back. He's playing that. They've got a match scheduled.
Yeah.
So you got Tiger Woods and JT.
No. Yes. No. McIlroy. It's him and Rory together versus JT and Spieth.
Yeah, that's right. JT, Spieth, and Tiger and Rory. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Don't love the match format.
What?
I think it's tough to watch because these guys are trapped. The guys that are playing, they're trapped between trash talking, buddy round, happy-go-lucky, and grinding. So you get awkward pauses in there where these guys are trying to grind, and then because they're wired into the announcers, they can hear what the announcers are saying to try and get banter. And then if the announcers say something, they laugh and they got it back. It's just tough for me to watch. I think there's clippable moments, right? Shareable moments where they go back and forth. But I'm not a huge match guy.
Okay.
More a purist.
I'm a purist.
Yeah. Which triggered a thought for me. Have you seen the back off challenge?
I have seen that. Challenge.
You see Phil's?
I didn't. No.
They said you're the first one to break the back off challenge. You crack the nut. They couldn't do it because he talked the entire time.
Gave it right back to him.
Well, he talked all the way through his pre-shot routine and was still talking when he was over the ball, and then he hit the ball, and they didn't even have a chance to say anything.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
And I did see somewhere else where they were talking about the PIP, not to get back into it, but saying how that if Phil didn't leave for Liv, you would have won that. Because he moved the needle so much this last year with Liv, and obviously you're not going to pay out that. But so I think Tiger Woods coming back and playing always moves the needle, and it moves it so much in just getting into like a generational figure. We were talking about it earlier down on the kitchen with his chef Aaron Marty, where it's the old Michael Jordan LeBron debate and the Tiger Woods Jack Nicklaus debate, and how each generation kind of sees their, I don't call him hero, but as the best to play. I know, Mark, you're a Jack guy, aren't you? Jack Nicklaus.
I grew up watching Jack, but I also appreciate Tiger. They're different. I think they're both great in their own way, and I'm not bailing out on that. I think, Jack, you look at the number of wins and second place finishes that guy had while he was juggling family, and they're just different eras, different. Jack's got the most majors. If you're going to measure it by that, Jack's the greatest of all time. Now, I think if you put them head to head, Tiger, he'd look you in the eye and just stomp on your neck. And, Jack just was so much better than all his competition. Tiger was too. Tiger was too for his era. Tiger's probably the best player ever.
Just the way, he thinks. And there's mental stuff, like mental war going on between his playing competitors. It's not just his game anymore,
But Jack, he was, I think they were equal for their period of time that they played. I think they were equally dominant.
That's fair.
You could probably break it down with analytics. I think if you measure it by championships, Jack's your guy because he's got more majors, and that's the only thing we can do. Is measure it by championships.
The fact, the stat of the second place finishes for Jack in majors, what if scenarios?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That 18 major championships could be, what is it, like 30?
Yeah, I don't have the number off the top of my head. I should as a Jack fan. But
that's unbelievable.
Now his competition was watered down. He had Palmer and he had Player and he had, Weiskopf, and there wasn't the pool of players.
Right.
If you look, but
mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say in their own context.
Yeah, you measure it by whatever you're looking to measure it by. You can't be the greatest picture or the biggest picture. You got to kind of narrow it down.
The guy Nicklaus was still in contention in '95 at the Masters. Like he was right. He won it in '86.
Right.
Yeah.
'98 he was still in contention. Matter of fact, because I was there that year. I came home to watch it the final round on TV.
At like 55 years old, 50 something. Because he won it at 46.
46, yeah. So, So he would have been how old? Like 58?
57?
I can't do that.
Something like that. Yeah. That's remarkable.
Chuck, as a recreational golfer, obviously between Mark and myself, being deep into the golf and kind of understanding the mental aspect of it. But what's your take between a Jack Tiger? Or is there a third one that you throw in here?
No, I think Mark hit it on the head. I think in the context of that era, obviously Jack, to me, I measured on a number of majors, but watching Tiger play and how dominant he was there for 4 or 5 years, that's remarkable.
He's got records.
So I think both of them are, in a weird way, I'm copping out, but equally the best golfers.
But that there's stats from where they played from their second shots at the Masters, and they played from the same spots. Jack might even hit it further than Tiger back in and he's hitting wood in the 70s,
that's crazy.
60s. So we get all hung up. I'm not disrespecting your statement at all. I think you even look at. I've read that article where Jack hit it when he played the Masters, and the tees are back a little bit more, but with technology and stuff, looked at Jack's average driving distance. Of course, maybe the fairways were firmer when Jack played because they didn't have all the agronomic advances they have now, but Jack could hit it really hard. And if you factor in all his second place majors, his top 5 majors, boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And I grew up, I'm in the Tiger camp. I can't imagine someone else in my lifetime coming up and doing what he did to a field every week in and week out. But I can also see the major argument because that's the best of the best in those fields. That's why they call them the majors.
Right.
It's not just your Joe Blow from the street coming up and playing 18 holes. It's the best of the best of the time. So I see both arguments. It'd be interesting to see if anyone has any comments on that outside and from the listeners. See, we'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe something we get into more down the road. But as far as other news, that's about it in the golf world of mention. Tiger Woods can be playing. I think he's going to be on a 5-6 tournament a year rotation now.
Yep,
I think he's kind of hit the ceiling in terms of what his body can handle. Do the majors and his 2 tournaments, the Genesis and the Hero, which we all knew it was going to come.
Yep.
A little sooner than I think we would have liked, but I mean, he still is a tremendous figure. I guess last point to touch, he is caddying for his son Charlie this week. Not sure how I would have felt if I was teeing it up with Charlie. Just happened to be paired with him, and I look over and
there's
Tiger Woods
on the bag.
Tiger's caddying. Yeah. How old's Charlie? 12?
No, he's like 13, 14, 15.
Ooh, okay.
In that range.
Ooh, maybe not 15.
Not
No.
15.
No.
13,
I'd go
14.
13. Let me do this.
13?
Let me
Do some
fingers
clicking.
some
Yeah.
searching.
Watching him in the father-son challenge, he's got some swagger.
He knows it too.
Yeah.
He knows it too.
Yeah. You wonder, and I hope this doesn't ever happen, does he realize he's Tiger's son?
That's what I was gonna
right now
say.
he knows
Yeah.
he's Tiger's son. Does he realize he's Tiger's son? And then you go, what? I got the weight of what?
Yeah.
On my shoulders?
He's 11.
No, he's not. What?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that written?
Well, let me look here. Yeah, you're right.
11 years old at 2020.
Hold on.
So
Hold
this
on.
is
2022,
Quick
so that'd
math
be
is-
13.
So I don't.
13 years old.
I
No,
really
I
hope
was
you
gonna-
look at, and the only reference I have is Jack's son, Gary. Gary Nicholas was, all of a sudden he's featured in magazines when he's a kid and all this
Mhm.
attention. And it was nothing compared to now with
What
social
Charlie's
media,
getting.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Gary and I are the same age. And you watch Gary's career, and it's like he was, okay, you're Jack's
Keep an
kid.
eye on him. Yeah.
Let's watch what happens here.
Mhm.
And he made it on tour, maybe lost in a play. I know he never won, but he lost a playoff once. And I just don't think he could live up to the.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
a big
tough.
burden.
It's tough. And I've seen things, you're on social media. Obviously, like you said, it's much worse than what Gary was going through now because there's video cameras and there's constantly eyes on you, especially when your dad's the greatest to ever do it, arguably. But my biggest thing is when these Twitter coaches start analyzing his swing, and talking about if it's similar to his dad's or what, how that all works out. And I just don't think he's 13 years old. Let the kid play golf. Let's check back when he's committed to a college. Let's check back when he's doing that, right? I mean, just let him play. Let him play.
Yeah,
That's my big deal.
It's pretty rare that a kid can go out and do what. I mean, you look at our situation. It's
Right.
pretty tough for the
Pretty
kid
rare.
to. You would be the
Pretty-
exception of
You're
that.
right, obviously.
But no, John Daly's kid, really good player. He
Mhm.
was touted when he was 12. You looked at him, he was the mini John, right?
JD too, yeah.
And Arkansas, I think he went to Arkansas. I don't know if he's graduated or a
I
senior.
think
this
he's
year.
junior, senior,
Junior,
something
senior.
like that.
I mean, very good
He got a
player.
great NIL deal. He
I'm
signed
sure
signed with Hooters.
that seemed like a good fit. So
Yeah.
but it's pretty rare. It's going to be. I mean, where's a kid like that go to? Where's Tiger's kid go to college?
Wherever the heck he wants.
Yeah.
Wherever he wants. But that's where you hope that they have the hindsight to look at it and go, for your development, let's get you somewhere where you're going to play and play well, right? Not necessarily throw him out of Stanford where he's got to compete. And obviously there's going to be some preferential treatment wherever he goes because he's Tiger Woods'
But the
son.
numbers are the numbers.
Right. Yeah,
He-
you can't, if he's going to shoot 75 and the team needs a 70 or 65, 67 out of him.
Just to
he's not doing it,
qualify.
just to qualify. Why would you put him in your lineup? So,
Other than money, if Tiger's going to grease the
right.
skids at
Right.
Right.
BYU or wherever he ends up going.
BYU.
I don't know how good his kid's going to
Pepperdine.
be. Maybe.
Pepperdine's
Good
the school right now.
Mhm.
You took
But-
on that kid from Pepperdine back at the Minnesota Am a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Yeah,
good.
if I wouldn't have listened to my caddy on the third hole or the 18th hole, not third hole, I would have taken solo third.
It didn't matter. We were in it to win it.
That's
right.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah. No, we agreed on that shot. Just didn't execute. Ball was in a divot. I got all the excuses. That was everything.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so I guess we got into even more news there, but interesting to follow that along. So moving on, getting into next week's tournament, we're going to Houston, like we said. Where are we going? Memorial Park, if I believe.
That's right.
Interesting enough, recently renovated, not sure the exact date, but the new renovation is aided by Brooks Koepka. And so we're going from a Greg Norman course to another live sympathizer in Brooks Koepka. And it's very evident in the course layout. Chuck, I don't know what you had on it, but I got a Bomber's Paradise out here.
Very long, par 70.
Par 70, 7,400 yards.
That's
Is
right.
what I have.
Yep.
Coming from a 7,000, right? Was that what last week was or something like that?
Yep. 5 par 3s, only 3 par 5s. And the par 3s are all of different lengths. So, again, there's a course stat there where par 3s, you can look at strokes gained at 150 or less. That's out the window here because they're all different lengths.
Yeah, and you know, I had on here, it's a very interesting golf course. There's only 19 bunkers on the entire golf course, and the water only comes into play on 4 holes.
Yeah, and in the article I read, they removed the bunkers around the green to add challenge because, as you guys know, this is more your world. Bunkers and pro players, piece of cake.
You'd rather be in a bunker.
Yep. Now they got runoffs
Yeah.
into these trickery around the green. So short game around green is going to be a key stat this week.
Yeah, and this, I mean, it's a complete reversal from even 2 weeks ago, CJ Cup, when there was a bunker everywhere you looked out in South Carolina.
Yep.
And then I also have on here the rough is just crazy penalizing.
Penal.
It's that Bermuda rough, so it's super sticky. And that's where they're going to get you. They're going to get you in the long rough. So, you know, you got to have accurate, solid drivers of the golf ball. Obviously, big hitters with the distance. And I threw on their bogey avoidance. I think that's a good one. In every round, obviously. You just don't want to make bogeys, but especially at a course like this where it's evident.
That's right.
That you want to do that.
Only 2 years worth of data. Then we're looking at past winners and who's competed well here. It's been held at this course now twice. Interesting, the 2 previous winners are not in the field this week. Jason Kokrak. And
well, he's a live golf guy now.
And Ortiz. Oh, Jason over there?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. Key stats, you touched on it around the green. I got strokes gained around the green, strokes gained putting, and then that strokes gained tee to green to keep it out of that rough. Just who are those leaders in those areas?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're guessing. I mean, I'm gonna admit that for myself. I'll let my record speak for itself. But Chuck, I mean, coming off 3 hot wins in a row, the listeners would be smart to lean on you for this week. But field jumps back up in strength again this week. So you got Scotty Scheffler's returning, Texas native, and T2 last year. Solid pick coming off of a decent week last week as well. I got Tony Finau's in the crowd
before
too.
You gloss over Shep, we touched on his putting last week.
Yeah,
how he changed the putter. He switched from that prototype mallet to back to the blade mid-round, and he shot 62
mid-round or mid-tournament.
Mid-tournament. Like Saturday, I want to say.
And he shot 62.
62.
He's a blade guy. He likes the blade.
So I really like Chef this week. But again, he's a favorite.
Yeah,
it's hard not to like him.
Yeah, it's not.
He's going to be on everyone's. I mean, he's a Houston or he's a Texas guy.
Texas guy.
Third on this list is Tony Finau. So
yeah, I got him on here. He did miss a cut last week, but I think that just gives him extra time to prep.
Well, let me bounce something by you.
Okay,
you guys are golfers. This is your world. He had 4 penalty strokes and missed it by 1.
Yep.
He was 5 under at one point, and he gets 4 penalty strokes. Typically, pros don't necessarily get too many penalty strokes.
Not in one round.
Okay.
So he sprained his driver. Or what were his driving stats?
I don't know.
Yeah.
you omit, and it says a lot to say I'm going to get rid of 4 penalty strokes, but that's huge right there.
Yeah. Well, and plus, and then you look at the course he's going to this week, right? You have very little penalty aside from the rough.
Right.
And Finau's a high swing speed player, and we're not saying high swing speed solves the world's problems out of the rough. But if you bomb a driver up there and you're in the rough and you got wedged, it's a heck of a lot better than having an 8 or 9 iron out of the rough, you know?
Yep.
And a little extra time to prepare. So I'm not hating on a Tony Finau pick, but I mean,
I like it in that I think people are going to see a miscut and shy away from.
Yep. Like me. That's
Picks
I'm
out
looking
the
at
recent
it.
form, and then that's how you get leverage on the field, on the group that you're going against. A lot of guys will do that. They'll look and go, "Ooh, miscut. I'm not playing him." And then he rebounds because he's capable, right? I mean, Tony Finau.
He's got all the He's in the recipe. He's a bomber.
So I got a question for you. I was thinking about this. If the 3 of us played this course, scramble format, could we make the cut?
What was the cut last year? Do you remember?
This is not going to be a 20 under.
No, it's low. It's
14,
a high score.
12,
Yeah.
12 under, 12, 13 under. Probably will win it.
Scramble
right now with the way your game's in shape.
That's a heck of a question.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to use your drive all the time.
Mine? No, I'm not.
No,
I'll get it out there safe.
LJ.
Your safe ball.
I'll get it out safe because that's going to be the approach. I'll get something in the fairway. Now it's only 210, but it's in the fairway.
We just got to make the cut.
Yeah, so
we're not winning. We can make the cut.
Couple under scramble? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did that to LJ in Vegas. Remember, you and I scrambled against, or was that best ball? Was it best ball?
Best ball.
Yeah, it was best ball.
Best
You guys
ball. We
hammered
hammered
it.
it.
That
Yeah,
was
we did.
disgusting what you
No,
guys did.
He's going down to the National Assistants. Is DraftKings covering the National Assistants
should
Championship next week? Because we
I'll
should
be a
mention
value
that.
pick.
Because
I'll be a value pick down there.
I don't know. We're gonna have to record on Monday because we got to leave on
Either
Tuesday.
Monday or we do it Tuesday night from.
Could be a
whatever.
value pick under the radar, but he could make the cut at Houston himself.
So then we're just hoping to not get in his way.
Yeah, I'm trying not to give him a bad look on a putt.
Yeah, I'm using you guys for reads. Are you kidding me? That's what you
Right,
guys
just
are
don't
here
hook or slice our putts
Right.
to give him bad information.
Started online with decent speed. That's all we're looking for.
Okay. So I'm hearing an overwhelming yes. We're making the cut.
Well, because to me, the question being, can we make the cut? Yes.
Okay.
If the question becomes top 10, a win.
No, absolutely not.
That just puts in, for me as a casual golfer, how unbelievably talented these guys are. I mean, it's a different level. Because LJ, I've played with you. You're really, really good.
Oh, thank you.
Then we add us. We're still not going to be top 25.
No way. Not top 25. No.
Well, we're talking all 4 days.
Yeah. If we make the cut, we're in for the next 2, baby.
We could find our groove after 2 days.
That's
right?
what I'm
Feeling,
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm feeling like in 4 days and a scramble with the 3 of us, I feel like our scores are going to be consistent under par.
Yeah.
Where some of these guys, we're gonna start catching the field that come back to us.
Okay.
You're right. Do you think would we each get a courtesy car, or would we have to drive together from the home hotel to the golf course?
I think we ride together and we get out, we get our walk up song going. You know,
we'd want to roll in together.
Yeah.
Unique song though.
Yeah,
gotta have a
right onto the
unique
range.
song. Yep.
They got a mic on the range or something.
Yep.
They can play that.
Would we have to share a locker? Or do you think they give us 1 locker or 3 lockers in the locker?
Here's the deal: we got to
just
share
going
a
through-
bag.
I'm more into the detail of the experience.
See that? Yeah.
You know, the buffet.
Right.
We go through the buffet as a group? I mean, when we check in, is one person check in to the?
Right. Or all 3 of us rolling up there?
If
Or
they
the
would,
Johnson.
yes. If the PGA Tour was smart,
Yep.
you know, to battle this live stuff that's going on,
Yep.
they would grant 3 dudes
I guess.
a chance to scramble every tournament.
Yep. We'll do a podcast live for crying out loud from the venue.
Oh, we'd get.
We are not the first to come up with this idea, but I think
Oh,
it's
really?
a fantastic idea.
To get into the event.
Yeah,
And do a
I'm
scramble
saying
format.
like put on an exhibition, like the Hero World Challenge, right? Not a it's an invite only. Now it's top tier, so maybe it's an exhibition type deal. You throw that on, you throw a 3-man scramble in there, just to see, because people ask this question all the time, and it's a hypothetical because it's not going to happen. Do it once, see what happens.
Do it once. You could auction that off for charity.
Oh
Yes.
And you get 3 heavy hitters with some money. They go, yeah, let's go try this. And then you could be the last. The threesome scramble could be the last tee time out each day.
Yeah, you're not going to get in anyone's way.
Nobody's
You're just seeing.
Would
You're
the
answering
crowd
a question.
still stick around? Would there be a gallery watching?
Well,
this?
you have to advertise that.
I'd
Like,
wear the.
you
You
gotta
know what I would rock?
advertise the-
I'd rock the knickers.
Payne
I'd pull out
Stewart.
the Payne Stewart look.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah.
Well, do you think the media would stick around afterwards? Because we'd be the last group in to talk to us.
I bet you put a couple good rounds together, they'll make time.
Oh, when we make the cut, we're getting talked to afterwards. Yeah.
I mean, just think about the broadcast. It's all the downtime they get into, and I understand they got ads to get to or whatever, too many of them. But just think like the playing through. Let's cut over to our 3-man scramble.
Cut over to 12, where Chuck
Whoa.
lays the sod over a sandwich.
Again.
Hell,
Followed by the F-bomb.
we do apologize for that. Well, Jim, looks like he's going to scoop up that 12-footer there.
Yeah.
I think it would make for great TV.
Oh, it absolutely would. Absolutely would. Yeah, we're on to something there.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, just for fun, if the 3 of us were to do try to make the cut, what do you think we'd choose? Just to see if we would make the cut this week. I think, could we get to 4 under? 4 under is a first 2 days?
In 2 days?
Yeah. Are we getting to 4 under? Couple under each day?
I will say the only deal with this golf course having 5 par 3s. That's where we're not gonna shine as much.
Yeah.
5 par 3s, 3 par 5s. Scrambles shine on par 5s, not par 3s.
Yeah, he's got a point. I say we're getting to 4 under. I mean, it's our first one. There's some jittery. We got nerves.
You guys got nerves.
I'd be shaking, even if it's just the camera guy and everybody's left.
I don't even know if at times I wouldn't even hit drives. I just let Lucas hit, and then if he
save him,
Yes,
yeah,
I'd
save him.
and then I just
Drink my beer.
Oh, we're
you
getting
wouldn't be
beer.
able to
There's
do
a
it.
new twist
No,
on
you
it
couldn't
too.
do that.
I was
I
going to
could.
say.
What do you mean I can't have a beer?
PGA Tour, you can no tobacco or beer. I don't think.
Oh,
During a round.
please.
During a round.
I'm out.
I'm telling you right now, guys have tobacco right now on tour.
I could be wrong with the tobacco, but you don't.
You
see
can't
this.
have
No
a
alcohol.
beer.
No alcohol.
I'm not cracking a beer on tee number 2 at 7:30 in the morning.
No. Daly would still be on PGA Tour, not the Champions Tour, if you could drink while playing.
At
John
the turn,
Daly.
can I have a beer?
No.
Excuse me, guys. I got to run inside real quick.
All right.
All right. So should we share our?
Well, yeah,
Teams here
We'll get
this
into
week?
it. Obviously, I'm just going to highlight a couple more quick ones that are in it. Tony Finau's in it. Russell Henley, winner last week. He's back. Jason Day, my guy, Jason Day.
Yep.
He's back. He is on people's radars now because his price jumped and because of his finishes. So he was in the final grouping in this tournament in 2020. So has played well. And Hideki Matsuyama is making his 4th fall start. He's back.
And he was
after
runner
the
up
Zo-
last year.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2020.
He's poor form though.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's his only his 4th fall start and hasn't been a great start for him to the season. So he's back. Use that as you will. I don't believe he's a value pick either. So
No. I like some 9Kers. If we can just quickly go through, I like Montgomery again.
You got to go for. Oh, anyways.
yeah,
You're the
going
winner.
first.
Yep. Aaron Wise. I like Aaron Wise. That guy.
In the 9s.
Yep. These are my 9 guys. And then Denny McCarthy plays well here each time. And I think he's in pretty good form right now. So he's on my radar. Anybody in the 9s you guys are eyeing up?
Well, I'm riding Jason Day. I'm on it. He's my horse.
Okay. I like it.
I did.
Yeah, are
Well,
we going into our lineup?
I'm not mine. You can do yours. You're winner.
I'm the winner. Okay. Well, I'm anchoring with Scheffler. I'm finding a way to get Scotty on my team.
Yep.
Then my low guy. I'm jumping to my low guy, Francisco Molinari.
He's your low guy.
Yep, at 7,100. He's 4 of 4 cuts made with a top 10. I like the form he's in right now.
Mhm.
He's getting that short game going. He's a grinder.
He's a short hitter, though.
He is, but fairways, Mark.
Fairways.
Fairways.
All about fairways.
Okay, and then I've got Seb Straka at 7,400.
Seb.
And then I've got Mackenzie Hughes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With Mackenzie, let me look here. He won, so he's at in the 7,000 range. He won this past fall, and he's got 2 top 25s. So he's playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got Matthew Neesmith at 8,900. He's got 3 top 10s. And then I've got just under about $7,600, and I'm taking a flyer on a gentleman who's 9 for 9 on cuts made. And again, I'm looking for a cut maker, Justin Lauer.
Nice.
Yep. That's my That's my team, guys.
That's a good team. That, yeah, I might end up changing up my. For some reason, it seems like you were allotted more money than I was.
I got 75,000 this week to work with.
Did you?
Did you not get 75?
Was that because you're on a 3-win streak right now?
Just kidding.
All right, that's not bad,
So-
Mark. Are you,
So before,
yeah, go.
so I with Chef, okay, the top
Yep,
guy.
yep.
I still avoided anybody in the 6,000 or
yeah,
less.
and that's what I'm amazed with because I admittedly I have Scotty Scheffler on my team as well, and then I dipped into the 6s.
I think the difference there is my next highest is 8,900. I avoided the 9s.
Yeah, and I went 95. So
Okay.
Mark, what do you got?
Okay. I finished second last week. So
Yep,
I'll
you're
go.
going.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got one guy in the 9s, and I heard an interview with him. He continues to improve. He doesn't have his first win yet. Maverick McNeely. He's not on radars.
yeah, you had him
Very-
early, one of the early rounds, didn't you?
Oh, I've had him on my team
Yeah.
off and on.
Yep.
He's 9,400. I just think he's poised. Then I went. Now I'm going. I don't have anybody under 7,400, so I didn't have to look at a 6. So
But you also didn't spend the money, the top end money.
I did not spend top end money.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for guys to make the cut. I'm tired of missing cuts.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of missing cuts. So I got Alex Noren, 7 of 7 cuts made, 81.9 fantasy points per round. Adam Hadwin, 4 for 4 on cuts made,
I like
8,300. So
I like that.
I'm going cuts. Like I said, I had enough missing cuts. Putnam,
Andrew.
6 for 6 on cuts, 81.1
Solid.
points per round. I think he was runner up last week. I think he snuck in kind of a backdoor.
Oh, really?
He's got 12 cuts made in a row. Yeah, I got that in my notes.
Yep. Okay. And then 7,400. This fella here, lower.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Justin Lower?
Yeah.
He
Oh, I
wasn't
wasn't
even
paying
This
listening.
guy
attention.
right here. This guy right here. He says,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I found somebody special.
He's my little guy.
Low end?
Yep, low end guy.
Yeah.
Justin
Okay.
Lower.
Well, we have that guy in common.
Let's root for Justin together.
And then my leap of faith,
Sab, is he in it?
Burmester.
Burmeister.
what's he at?
He's at 7,600.
All right. That's your jumper?
Yep. That's 13 to 17 cuts. No news available on this player.
I just love the name.
He's from South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So I went cuts. I went cuts. That's all I'm doing.
I like it, Mark.
And,
I
and
wish you
then
the
a
best
little
of luck.
hunch on McNeely. I think that he's just poised and he's going to be a non-scratch guy. He's not in that 9,000, but he is a 9,000, but I don't think of the 9,000 guys, I don't think he's on the radar that much.
Yeah, he's not on.
So you avoided anybody in the 10s.
Yep.
You didn't go any top guys, and you're just going cut makers.
Cut makers.
I like it.
Mhm.
Okay, different approach.
I'm
I wish
tired
you
of
best
missing
luck.
cuts.
I tried that 2 weeks ago, and that did not work for me. So, best
Well,
of luck
so
to
far
you.
we're not able to beat the analytics of
No.
Chucky
Well, hey,
Johnson.
first week I schooled both.
I wasn't
So-
into the analytics deep
So-
week
Right.
one.
Yeah.
So if anybody's paying attention to this podcast
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
are playing DraftKings, you so far might want to lean towards the analytics side of
yeah.
this. But
And I'm trying. I'm a hybrid. I'm right in the middle. Yeah, Chuck and I is sharing Scotty Scheffler.
Love it.
I don't know how you don't. You got to spend the money. I think you got to. If I think he's going to be on a lot of people's teams,
Yep.
so you got to. Then I went Jason Day, like I said. So then it kind of handcuffs me because Jason Day's at 9,500.
I like that pick though, LJ. He's
Recent
peaking.
form.
He's there. He
I
could
just
win
wish
this.
he was a little cheaper
I
than
know, that's
9,500.
That's a lot of.
You have Scheffler and Day on the same team.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
he's got to go into the sixes.
I do. Yep. And so, I mean, I'll jump down there because that was my thought process. Of, okay, I got to go low, and I went with Charlie Hoffman.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's 6,800. He is older for the PGA Tour. He's
Yep.
45 years old.
Yep.
But he's a bomber. He hits it decently far.
Do you know if he course history here?
Yeah. So in 2020, he finished T29. Shot 67 in his final round. And he's never missed a cut and has 6 top 30 finishes and 11 appearances at this tournament. So it was at the Golf Club of Houston.
Yep, that's right.
And moved over here.
Yeah.
And he played really well over there. So I'm leaning on the
I like
Houston side of things. Obviously, like you said, yeah. And he's down in price from the last time he played this tournament. So my research says he's quite the value pick.
Solid.
Then I went went back up and took on where is he?
I thought Charlie Hoffman had a little dust up with the rules officials PGA Tour.
There was something in the news, wasn't there?
Really?
Last year or something. I don't know. He hasn't been the same. Like he was leading the tournament, or he was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that
what was
waste
that?
management?
Was it?
Something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
just hasn't been the same. But I'm sure he's over it now. He'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, thanks.
Therapy's helped.
Yeah,
Therapy's help. Yeah. All right. Charlie Hoffman. I had to dip into the sixes. Then I went with Lee Hodges. He played well in CJ Cup, Sheriff 7th. He's took some time off, didn't go to Bermuda, didn't go to Mayakoba. So he's got some time off. Last tournament he played, that was 7,600. So I like that pick. His fantasy points per game is not the highest, but again, kind of pinched on the budget. And then I really dipped into some value pick analytics, and I went with Luke List at 7,300, and he is a bomber if I've ever seen one.
He is, yeah.
He T11 last year, and he shot 65 in his opening round, so he can make birdies out here. He plays well, and he played the South Course at Torrey Pines, and he won there, which you got to be a bomber to win out there too. So bomber from Luke List, and then at 7,300 again, I went with a guy named Davis Thompson, and he's Korn Ferry Tour graduate. We talked about that earlier, and then he took a T9 at the Fortinet, and a T12 at the Shriners, and he made every cut in his PGA Tour first 3 PGA Tour appearances. So I don't think he's going to be on many people's radar. But in the research I was doing, guys are looking for him to improve again this week. And again, he's a bomber. So going bombers for the value picks. And then, well, that's it, right?
That should be it.
That's all 6.
You know, you look at that low end of 7s, there's some recognizable names. Justin Rose, Danny Willett, here's a Masters champ.
Yeah.
You go a little deeper, you got Gary Woodland.
Yeah, I did see Gary out there.
Right? And Gary, I think, he can play. Isn't he an Oklahoma guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
U.S. Open champion.
So there's some value by names down there. Whether or not I just, obviously they're not in form.
Yeah,
I think you didn't one of you
it's
guys try
early.
Justin Rose recently on one of your lineups?
Yeah, I did.
How'd that work out?
Not
Not
well.
what- not
I think I
great,
shot
but-
like an 81 on one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
Recent form's tough.
You got Van Ruin at 68.
Yeah, I saw him. He was tempting.
I saw him
he was
too.
tempting, but after my last showdown with him, I was not feeling good.
44 points per fantasy points per.
Yeah,
Okay, so real quick, are you done?
I'm done.
Do we have enough time? Can we do a real quick worst team?
Let's do it
It's
real
going to
quick.
take me about 15 seconds.
Well, just do your typical lineup, Mark.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There you go.
I'm just hitting repeat. So you have 8,300 to spend on average. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take a guy that's kind of expensive and you can't pick like Emilio Grillo who's already out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
at
yeah,
9,100.
Yep.
But like legit, I'm gonna go for some guys that for sure, if they don't have a picture by their name, you know, like a lot of the new guys, they just
Yep.
have a flag, their
Yep.
American flag or their Swedish flag or whatever it is. They're definitely, that's how I'm starting to draft. If they have a photo, I'm not interested in them unless they're coming off injury.
Okay.
But you got to spend $8,300 on average.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my method. So, and actually, not trying to be too terrible. I mean, like just
You're spending the money, but you're not.
you got to
trying
spend the money.
Yep.
Got to spend the money.
Yep.
But if I'm looking here at that first pick in that 80, I'm gonna do something called T. Pendrith.
Taylor Pendrith.
He's Canadian. It's snowing in Canada.
Right. Currently.
They can't play that much golf now. I like guys that can't get out to practice much.
2 of 2 cuts made.
You don't know when those were played though.
Let me look. Yeah, you're right. Not this past summer. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know if this is Roy Smalley's kid, but A. Smalley, he's had 0 top 10s. He struggles. I'm going to take that guy.
What's his value?
70 something. It's kind of hard to spend money.
Yeah, I'm looking through it as well and trying to figure out best way.
Your brain has to work the exact opposite
You
way
just-
it's working.
Davis Riley, did you take him? Who'd you take? No, your last guy.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
never mind.
But you're going to have to spend some money. So of the guys that are good players, who's not going to play well? Now you're looking for anybody that's not made top 10s that are 8,000, 9,000. Like D. Riley, 8,400.
That's the guy that I was just looking at.
He has no top 10s. K. Mitchell, 8,100. No top 10s.
Dang.
No, you guys can't just copy my team.
No,
I'm
we're not.
No, I'm looking myself.
And then I would go right in your face and go, I might take Jason Day.
I was looking at
Just-
that too.
Ouch.
I think he's
Can't do
overvalued.
that to me. You think he's
Are
overvalued?
you doing that? I kind of like it.
I'm like, I'm ready.
Overvalued.
And then who was a player that is playing that hadn't played much again? Who was that guy? Adam Hadwin? No.
No.
T. Moore. This is not
This
easy.
is tough.
You're going to
Yeah,
be forced to
we're doing
pick
this.
somebody that Wesley Clark. That guy has made a cut forever. Yeah, it works out the math. That Jason Day just pops out as the.
That's what you're.
But I won't do that out of respect
That's
for you. I
tough.
won't do
No,
that.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I got to spend all my money, so I have to do it. Nope.
There's someone around that, isn't it?
All right, I'm taking Jason Day. So
Chuck, you got your team yet, or are you still looking?
I'm kind of grinding. Are you
I'm
good?
I'm on my last one.
Okay, go ahead. If
I'm
Geez.
probably gonna
Oh,
end
I
up
got so
sharing
much
one.
money left. All of a sudden, I'm like 9,000s left for each guy.
Really?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Go ahead if you're
Okay.
ready.
Well, I'm gonna end up sharing a couple guys with you, just with how my money
That's
worked
fine.
out. All right. So let's see. Top end, I took Hideki Matsuyama,
I like that.
what's his value?
10-3.
That's smart.
And this is last place. Last place. Hideki Matsuyama, 10-3. Then I went Sahith Theegala coming out.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 93. Talk about overvalued. I like the guy, but overvalued there. Then I went Taylor Pendrith, Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Again, snowing. Justin Rose, 72. Then we're looking at Adam Long, who is 0 top 10s, 3 or 5 cuts made, 50 fantasy points per game. And to round it out, we got Brandon Wu at 7,300. So I actually like this team.
Did you use every single dollar?
Every single dollar, remaining balance 0. Go ahead, double check that one.
Okay, I want to just make
Yep.
sure. Mark,
Right,
how about you?
right.
I adjusted. I have 100 left, so I
I
felt
don't
bad about the
know.
date. No, I'll get rid of the money.
Okay, all right.
I felt bad about having Jason Day on my team because I actually I like rooting for him. He'd be a good comeback.
Yep. Good comeback story.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with. Now, what could be comical is if this team actually performs.
Right. At the same time, you're kind of hoping they show up.
Because it would throw everything we're doing out the window. Really.
Right. Well, yeah, this is anti.
Okay.
But we did do no research. We have no data on these. I mean, we're just basically
Nah, we're
going.
picking them right now. It's
Yep.
probably one of the more boring parts of the segment
Yeah.
as we're picking it.
So, but if anybody out there that has played DraftKings, go out and do this exercise. Now, I only put a dime on this.
I went quarter. I
10.
went full quarter.
Yeah.
You want to hear my team?
Yep, I want to hear your team.
I did
No,
a time. I did a
not
time.
really.
I'm going on the narrative. The guy just won. He was out
He's not
partying.
going to do it.
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
Terrible. Russell Henley,
I like that.
10,000. See ya. I'm going Justin Rose.
Yeah.
Guy hasn't broke 80. Then I got Alex Noren. He's on your team.
He's on my team. Yeah.
He hits it 210 in distance. So I'm banking on this is going to be a tough track for him. Then I went the other guy in the top 5 last week that partied too much. Great hat. Dahmen.
Joel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Keith Mitchell and Russell Knox.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the nose. $0.
$0.
Short
Can
hitter.
confirm.
Yep, I'm
The
0
only thing
too.
is Joel Dahmen's streaky.
You know what's scary here is I got a first and a third from last week on my team.
I know. They're streaky.
But I like your method. It's tough to do
Yeah.
it 2 weeks in a row. So
Can't back it up.
yeah, that's good. We'll have
Ah.
some fun with that
Yep.
because
That'll be interesting next week. Sit down and
When this crud team beats your regular team, that's going to be a tough one.
yeah, then you know, just do the opposite of everything we say.
Oh, no.
Just yeah, I mean that was yeah, well we touched on a little bit of everything here today, from golf news to recent golf tournaments and some area stuff, which was fantastic. It was a great show.
And our scramble, we're going to be 4
Scramble,
under at
yep.
the cut. We'll see if we made it. After day 2,
we're gonna be like, I'm just like 6 under after
Whoa.
2 days.
we are.
2 days on a 3-man scramble at this tournament.
yeah, we're going low.
We're going
Yeah.
6 under.
I'm thinking
Okay.
that's at least 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, with his drives in my iron game
And my putting?
That's just
in your putting.
That's just
Oh,
2 days, 3
that's
under
a
par,
recipe for
12 under total if we repeat that, because we're going consistency. That's right around the winning score.
It'll be interesting to see where we land.
Yep.
Right up there.
Keep an eye on that. The
Okay.
3-man scramble coming at you. Sweet chats.
Mhm.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for episode 6, talking Houston Open. We, again, touched on a little bit of everything. That was a great show. So thanks for sitting down with us and get this one out as soon as we can. Hopefully get those lineups in. If not, work on some dailies. That'll be good, too.
Watch the weather in Houston.
Watch weather.
Morning tea times.
Morning
Go
tea
with the
times
morning
and some
waves.
dailies. That's going to do it for us here at Sweet Shots again, episode 6, Houston Open. Thanks again for joining. Make sure you subscribe. Look for us on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, go to Spotify. So thanks for joining. We'll catch you next time. See ya.